people lending their voices to the issues. And of course, you too can do the same. At some point in the show, we'll activate the phone lines. We call it the Voice of the People segment. And Crosby, dare I say, people are getting more and more passionate as the days go by.
There's some form of awakening in the ordinary Ghanaian. So you would not have years ago or decades ago have had so much interest. Ghanaians wouldn't have had so much interest in national issues. Or even if they did, they would not be willing to speak up because they maybe thought that it was the privilege of a few or the responsibility of those who have put in authority to talk about the challenges and attempt to solve them. But right now, there's some consciousness, some levels of awakening that is partly attributed to, the activism of a lot of the few youth who have been in politics, who now are beginning to whip up the levels of enthusiasm of the ordinary Ghanaian, particularly the youth. And that is coming to at a time that the independent candidate of the Butterfly Party, Movement for Change, Alan Kyerematen, so you see that he's also attempting to buy into the youth agenda, the youthful exuberance thing.
I said that came a bit late for me. I think that came a bit late because even at the time when, before the Superdelegates Conference or Congress, in as much as that is not where the grassroots get to participate in decision making, it's an important event. Prior to that, I saw, for example, Honorable Kennedy Agyapong on Spaces on X, where we know a lot of the youth congregate, get a lot of information. Yeah. I think interventions like that open up candidates to a different demographic and a different world. I did see, though, after the presser, was it before, after the presser that Alan Kyerematen held, I saw him now a bit more active on the socials. Maybe I hadn't been paying attention before, but I saw him responding to some hashtag Occupy Jolobi House tweets. In fact, he himself mentioned it. Yeah. I tweeted myself that I was quite surprised that he didn't shy away from that. But talking about speaking up, yesterday as well, there was a video on X. This is a video of veteran actress Mame Dokno. You recall at the time that also veteran actor Wache passed away. There at the funeral, she spoke about how he had to wait in a taxi for 4 hours, and even when he did find a bed, his partner couldn't stay with him and watch over him and all of that, all of those things that happened. But as she was trying to speak, she was being tapped on the shoulder. Don't speak. That culture has stayed with us. But anyway, we'll park it here. We'll be getting into the news review very shortly. But Felicity Ahafia-Nyo is on the telephone line. She'll let us know whether we need to take our umbrellas this morning or not. Felicity, hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Helen. How are you?
I could be better, but we have life, so we have hope. How are you?
I am much better today than yesterday. And I'm still praying for the $1 million.
Me too. I'm waiting for the $1 million, Felicity. But if it's not raining cash this morning, is it just going to be raining? What is up today? Let us know, please.
Thanks so much. Good morning to our dear viewers and listeners. For today, we expect it to be partly cloudy across the entire country. We expect some few cases of rain and thunder over the middle and part of the transition areas. And this morning we are having a weak storm that is moving into the country, but then the track is into Volta region. So we expect it around 10 a.m. that it will induce cloudiness. And then with a possibility of some rain over some places. And it's not going to be every part of the Volta region that will get the rain. Those around the Akachi, those around the Deno, those around the Sogakofe area, those overholds, Pando, Hokwe, those areas, to have earmarked them for the storm to rejuvenate and then to have some rain and thunder. Then by afternoon, we expect the storm to move westward to induce cloudiness also over eastern region, part of Ashanti, and then slightly north of the coastline. That's part of Greater Accra, central and then western region. But then we'll be updating you with our afternoon and then the evening forecast. If the air mass will rejuvenate and then bring the devastation, some will definitely update and then giving issued a warning. But for now, it's nothing much to worry our heads about. It's during this cloudiness and then some few cases of rain and Tanda. For the fisher folks around 4 areas of Bakofe area, you also need to be a bit careful because as it's coming, though it's weak, it's possible it may produce some windy conditions over some areas. So as they are on the lake, they should be mindful on lake. For the general sea, you expect the conditions to be between rough and calm. So some areas are rough, some areas are calm. So the fisher folks to be mindful so that they should not get themselves entangled with the rough nature. And maybe they are moving from a calm place and then later they've moved into a rough place. So they should just be mindful and then still through. For temperatures, we expect 31 along the coast, 32, 33 over the middle sector, but some are likely to have 34. For the north, we expect it between 33 and 35 degrees Celsius. So this is how we are expecting it to be today.
Felicity, thank you for the extensive weather coverage. We're grateful.
Thank you too.
Great, and have a great day. And that's our weather update from Felicity Afiano, 29 minutes after 6 here on 3FM 92.7, the Sunrise Morning Show. .30. The new publisher this morning says you can go. Bye-bye. We wish you well. MPP tells Alan. Bakavomawo dragged to court over $1 million bribe allegation. Man found dead in abandoned toilet building. CSO's back. Sosu sanitary pad bill. The Daily Guide. NPP slams Alan, party not hijacked, according to General Secretary Justin Kodua Frimpong. Kandapa sues Bakavomawo for 10 million Ghana cedis. Sounds familiar. Ato force indulges police over Bank of Ghana demo and Wontumi bans Alan's posters. The Ghanaian Times. Collapsed Dolly Bridge. Commuters forced to pay more. Travel time on Accra Wa Road increases to 20 hours. Prices of goods and services shoot up. Ghana has become the first African country to issue a FLEGT license, and 1,433 die, 10,367 injured in road crashes this year. NPP is not hijacked. Party denies Alan's claim. You go explain. Taya, because
no evidence. The BNFT this morning, the Business and Financial Times. Livestock sector's share of agriculture budget insignificant. Climate change. Ghana positioned to be the center of global climate advocacy. Banking sector remains stable. Profitability improves. That's coming from the Bank of Ghana. Oil sets sights on West African bitumen market, and insurers to support dwindling blood stock. The Finder newspaper this morning. Dr. Bawumia urges parents to advise underage children against registering as voters. Kandapa sues Bakavomawo for 10 million cedis for defamation. NPP debunks Alan's claims. General Secretary rallies rank and file behind party. Alan Tremanting's resignation is an overkill, Elmina residents say. And finally, traffic control measures on Tema motorway begins October 2nd.
Crosby.
The Daily Graphic on the front page says Alan's resignation premeditated from the NPP. Also, teacher unions want SHS calendar reset. Page 13 of the paper, and special supplement on hospitality and tourism is inside. There's also on the front page of the Daily Graphic GOIL plan to reduce bitumen import. You go to the front page of the ABC newspaper. It says National Security Minister sues Bakavomao for 10 million cedis defamation. There's a NPP charges supporters to stay united as Alan quits party again. The leadership of the party, they are pictured singing "The Elephant is a winning symbol.
We are born to sing the elephant.
I actually quite like that one. Oh.
You like it?
I like a lot of the political songs from a lot of the different parties. And next year, I can't wait till they unveil the different ones. Some of the artists will be front and center.
Okada,
I think that the NDC has the most captivating campaign songs for 2016 and 2020.
Which ones are we thinking of?
You're talking of Okada, talking Debi, oh. Very, very captivating songs like Charlie Anko Siaga.
So
you don't win elections with songs.
You need more than that. But like I said, next year we'll be hearing all different. I don't know, has who's that other one? He said one journalist, one car.
Ekadonko.
Does she have a song? We have to find her song and
But Alan Chalating, what will his song be?
If you look at me, I will dance like a butterfly. Come on, commissioner. So we have some ideas and some.
62, did you know 62 used to consult for Ekadonko?
I'm not surprised. That does not surprise me.
you.
One Don Ulo, no surprises there.
Let's get into the details. What are we beginning with, Helen?
Let's get into this one. It's boiling. Kandapar sues Bakavomao for 10 million cedis for defamation. And over the weekend, during that 3-day protest, you might have heard Oliver Bakavomao, one of the conveners of the hashtag Occupy Jolobi House, hashtag Fix the Country conveners, was speaking. He said he had been offered some $1 million to stop advancing this cause of protesting and demonstrating. Well, the Minister for National Security, Albert Kandapar, has filed a 10 million Ghana cedi defamation suit against the convener of the hashtag Fix the Country movement, Oliver Bakavomao, for defamatory statements made against him. Mr. Kandapar contends that the remarks uttered by Mr. Bakavomao, claiming that he, Kandapar, offered him $1 million and a government appointment to cease his activism, lack any supporting evidence and is intended to diminish him in the minds of right-thinking members of society. So we know that this is happening. One thing that has not been denied, though, I believe the minister said himself, is that they invited some of the conveners and activists to come and speak with them. I'm just surprised that at the time there was no press statement, because we've seen this government issue a lot of press statements.
That's right.
It would have probably come in the form of, we have had a sit down with the conveners to talk about their issues, but that never came. In fact, they went to a safe house, we're told.
Allegedly. The whole, the 10 million sounds familiar. If you look at the elements of the government and how they sometimes go at people who make claims against them and all of that, there's always been 10 million. I mean, you want to mention Gabi, you want to mention the immigration service boss, you want to mention Kandapar. It's 10 million. So 10 million sounds familiar.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if you bomb Mutuma 10 million,
10 million.
you know, so they'll go to court.
It's a nice rounded up figure.
Yes.
I mean, on top of that, they also want him to apologize, to retract what he said, and to never speak about this again.
So I'm saying that it looks familiar. Yeah, 10 million looks familiar. But you remember that when Fix the Country, indicated that they wanted to demonstrate, right? There was a back and forth with the police. There was a back and forth with the party itself. Fix yourself. We are fixing it. The police itself going to court to go and seek an injunction, going back and forth. And then the conveners were invited into a meeting, right? They get into a meeting and it appeared that it was an ambush meeting. Because the police invited them. Because remember, police invited them to a meeting at the police headquarters. They get there and there's the interior minister, there is a defense minister and some other ministers. And they say, but Charlie, this is not
why you call
and
us.
some bloggers. They say, but this is not how you have a meeting with us and all of that. So I am not surprised that Oliver is saying what he's saying. Because at that time, it took Oliver and his team to come and tell us that this was what had transpired. that they had called us into a meeting to fix, a date and agree on the route and all of that, and then we get into the meeting.
And all these people add. Oliver also adds that this recent one is making, the government offered, according to him,
$1 million.
Pay his flight tickets from wherever he was to come to Ghana using taxpayers' money. Even to come for the meeting before he was even offered the $1 million that he's claiming that he was offered to, that he rejected. And he says there's an audio available. So maybe the defense minister, the national security minister, now taking him to court, is seeking for Oliver to make available the audio recording. He says Oliver says there's no video recording, but there's an audio recording. Whether he's calling the bluff of Oliver or Oliver is daring the national security minister, we'll see how that goes, but it's not looking good at all.
Oliver, I remember, put out a post asking if a media house was willing to authenticate the voice and then play it. Subsequently, I'm told that he has officially filed a petition at the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and he has given it to the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
I see.
Because he's also, trying to press some charges. My understanding is that he's also trying to go at the National Security Minister. Am I thinking of Sanitation Minister at this time?
Well, you had $1 million now.
Yeah, when I heard the $1 million, and also Cecilia Dapad, but it's okay. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Oliver Barker-Vormawor and the minister. So that's the latest information I have on that one. Let's see how it goes. The matter is going to court. We hope that this will not drag forever, because usually when the matter is put out like this and you are restricted from talking about anything and apologize, and you also bring money, it means that you are forever being gagged saying anything. Is that the intention? I don't know. Is that what the minister wants? I don't know. Will it be in the best interest of the government? I don't know. Will it not be in the best interest of the government? I don't know. All I'm saying is that this 10 million, it sounds too familiar. That's it. That's all I'll say. It sounds too familiar.
All right, but we watch it as it unfolds, because there's a lot going on that front.
You were looking for a very popular campaign song.
I was indeed. All right.
2020, 4 years for Nana. 2020, 4 years for Nana.
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Okay, so this is 2020 Etwamanana. In the 2020 election also, because the gentleman said in the song that Nana had fulfilled all the promises, so that's why we had to vote for him. But this is one of my favorites as well.
FM 92.7.
Electric shock. electric shock, electric shock, electric shock,
Hey. It is a PD. You know that kind of thing. You get to the assignment. If you are not careful, you start dancing to the party song.
I'm telling
The
you.
people say,
you are
red-handed.
There's another one I requested. I'm not sure whether we'll be able to find it.
Which one?
No.
Yeah, this one. What's there?
So somebody posted a clip of this song on social media, and they have. If you haven't seen the video, there's a lot of dancing in there.
Yeah, a lot of females.
A lot of females.
Thank
you.
Wraps around their waist.
Yeah, dancing. So this one person, Maya, on on Twitter or X, she says, "My cousin is a staunch NPP member. She was part of the choreographers of this video. She still hasn't been paid."
Oh.
This is alleged, please.
So
you can
this
go.
is another remember me.
Thank you.
Oh, please remember her. We beg. So she came to dance, but she has not been
So
paid.
she's the one who's in the
so
front.
the song was Daddy Lumba is the artist.
Yes.
The track is called Nana Winner. The studio where it was recorded was Apietusi Studio. And the director was Jefferson Saki, who wants to be member of parliament for Ablekuma Central.
I see.
Oh, please, we beg you.
Yeah.
And the production was done by a Critical TV production. Critical TV, that's the name of the production. So
Is your choreographers?
please, they have not been paid.
Yes.
We beg you. You can't.
Thank you. Allegedly. Allegedly.
You're in a
Allegedly.
trotro and then your phone rings and it is none.
You'll be in trouble. But there's also one other. Listen to this one.
3FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
The victory of Jesus coming
Helen, go onto the Facebook feed. Let's see something. Let's see.
Sadly, I'm not part of the Facebook generation.
Crosby, are you on Facebook?
I'm too cool
you
for
on
Facebook.
Oh, please, excuse us. Excuse us with you. I'm
too young. I'm too young for
You
Facebook.
don't have phone capacity for Facebook. Don't say you are too cool for Facebook. What do you mean?
I'll show up.
We'll tell you to your face.
Your Facebook. Yo.
Well, I mean, and that's all for the fun of it. I mean, it tells you how tolerant we are as a country, you know, divergent views. Crosby was mentioning that if you sit in a trotro these days, and they'll sack you from the trotro.
Your phone rings now.
I don't think anybody would.
Hey, Helen,
We'll try
you want to
that.
try?
I don't think so.
Charlie,
You know, it's tense
we will
time
sponsor you to go and
to go for a day
the
and
mate
see.
will double your fare.
Hey, that's something.
So,
Collect your money and put it
Madam
down.
Sana, who can be?
When they will insult you,
Them all. In any
So-
case.
So let's check the views on Twitter. Somebody says watching Johnny's Bite, Anthony Nyakbenu. So Wanam Kelly Maxwell says Muhammad's victory is really coming again. That's what we have here. It's the few days food. Oh, Amaka.